Welcome back to another episode of Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea on living your best Long Island life. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Sharon. Welcome back.
Thank you. Sharon, I'm not sure if you're aware, but it's June.
It's June. Girl. Flying on
We're
by.
almost halfway through.
I know.
It's crazy.
I'm sad about that.
I was watching Kelly and Mark for a second this morning, and I officially love them. I know I was a little bit tentative about them together, but I love them. And the best thing, the best part about watching Kelly and Mark is watching Thomas watch Kelly and Mark, because he like, I think he's got a total
Man crush?
Yeah.
Well, who wouldn't?
He's got a total bromance with Mark, and not just because Mark is like so handsome, but because he like, I think he relates to being with a woman that's kind of like Kelly.
Yeah.
And he just belly laughs when he watches it. But one of the things that Kelly said is that she's like, as soon as it's summer solstice comes up, she's like, then it's all over from there. Like every day after summer solstice is a day shorter.
It's true.
And she's that's something I would say. It's so like negative, but it's funny. Like it's just so like the world Chicken Little. And she's like, you know, like she's like, I'll be like the next day. Today was a minute shorter than yesterday. And Mark is like, yeah, but we literally just spent a minute talking about that. You know?
Yeah, that's
anyway.
so funny.
So it's summer though.
It
and
is.
it's time to rejoice. And so I'll ask you, Sharon, how you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing good.
Yeah, it's June.
It's June. It's Pride Month.
It's Pride Month.
Yay.
It's the month of Geminis.
I don't know if I know any Geminis.
Thomas is a Gemini.
My daughter. Hello.
Welcome.
Thanks for showing up.
Welcome to the show. Sharon's daughter is a Gemini.
Well, see. That's funny.
Yeah. Motherhood. Listen, I'm like, what day is it? I don't know. Geminis are special creatures. And if you're a Gemini, we welcome you to your birth month. And remember, Sharon, the other day at that News 12 party that we had in the Hamptons?
Yeah.
And I was talking to Kareem Masood's wife, who Kareem is the head of Peconic, and he's the head of Long Island Wine Country. And I loved his wife. She was
perfect.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love her.
And we're chit-chatting about life. And then she, out of the blue, was like, are you a Cancer? And I was like,
You literally came running over. You're like, do you know what you just asked?
I said to her, I'm like, what? Did you
funny.
just ask if I was a Cancer? She's like, no, I totally see I can sense the extrovert introvert
Interesting.
like inside. It was like, you're my best friend.
Yeah. Did we just become best friends?
Literally.
I love that.
I know. Which might be possible if Sharon was my best friend.
Right. True.
Taken. The seat's taken.
Seats taken.
We're on fire today, as you can tell. Mostly because it's June. I feel like we're here. We made it to summer.
Yes.
Jones Beach was amazing. The air show was just epic.
Oh, epic is like, I don't know. My favorite part was the jumpers. Like, I loved seeing them.
They're cool.
What was the smoke though? It's just that,
Like it's just to like
just for
help
show?
you follow it, because a lot of times you're like, it's like a golf
that-
ball. You're
yeah.
like, what is that?
But they were so fast, like coming down.
Crazy. I love that one, like, what's it called? A biplane. His name is Mark, and he goes up and then he just like drops.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. He's just like free falling.
I know. That's crazy.
And then of course the Blue Angels.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you know there's a movie about the Blue Angels on Prime right now?
No.
Yeah, it's like the new Top Gun.
I love it.
It's on Prime. It's free. I mean, if you have Prime.
If you have Prime, I don't.
You don't have Prime?
No.
Wait.
Lame, right?
On Amazon? Like
Yeah.
you're not a Prime member?
I am, but every time I log in to like watch anything, it doesn't. It's like
What?
you're not allowed.
No, you are.
I don't get
If
it.
you're a Prime member, which means you get free shipping.
Yes.
Which is the only reason I think we're
and
Prime members.
expedited shipping too.
Expedited and free shipping.
Yeah.
You are. You're a Prime member. It's
Yeah,
probably
it's
just
weird.
like me trying to log into our 401k. No, the control room is throwing me off, because the control room is telling us that I thought you did.
I don't know if you
have
do.
to
I
pay
think you have
extra for
it.
Prime.
Yeah, it's like you have to pay extra for Amazon Music.
Because
With Prime.
no, every time I get constant emails from Amazon Prime Music saying, you're not using one of your benefits because you're not using the free music. I'm like, I'm not gonna, because I have Spotify.
Right.
I don't want another music streaming service.
Right.
Anyway, whatever. I clearly don't know anything. You have to fact check things about like streaming services, but we have anyway. Blue Angels is on Prime.
Okay.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet. We watched a new movie. So last weekend after the air show was Memorial Weekend, 3-day weekend. It was amazing. And we blew up our outdoor movie theater.
You did? Because we had really fantastic weather.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Just perfection. And so, why not be in our backyard?
Yeah, I love it.
So we watched the number one movie in America at the time. It was called Civil War.
Okay.
No.
Not good.
No.
Who was in it?
No. Kirsten Dunst. I mean, it's just, no. It looked compelling, but I'm going to say no. But it was a great weekend. What'd you do this weekend?
What did I do? I had a ton of things. Oh, my nephew's engagement housewarming party was really fun.
I'm sorry, engagement housewarming?
Yeah, they combined it. Smart.
Okay.
So what do? Do you buy a housewarming card or do you buy an engagement card?
I don't know.
I bought a congratulations card.
There you go. Generic congratulations.
Yes.
So let me ask you a question. They already had planned to get the house, and then the engagement was a surprise. Like, I don't understand. Like, how did it work?
And then they bought the house. So, but they just never did like a celebratory thing.
Oh,
I think they were waiting for when the house was, of course, under contract.
How long have they been engaged?
I don't know, a couple months.
Oh, so
yeah,
okay,
soon.
so short. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
but they're
so
going to get married. I think the tea, if I'm spilling it, is going to be in Fire Island.
Oh,
Yeah, and they're doing like a whole like weekend thing.
Oh, here you go again.
I know.
You did this. I feel like I've never been invited to. You go to Fire Island for bachelorette parties and engagement parties and stuff and weddings all the time.
I love it.
You think it's going to be like the last time? Remember that when it was like a pouring rain
I
storm?
hope not.
Or you were drinking margaritas out of cans
And
you
turned out they were awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Hey, I have some other tea to reheat with you.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, how's your rollerblades working out?
So great.
Yeah.
And now that the weather's better,
Okay.
it's hard. So like I went like 2 weeks ago with my daughters, the two of them, they're riding their bikes. I'm rollerblading.
That's so
cute
cute
until it's not.
Oh.
Until they get to a point where they're like, my legs are tired. Can you carry my bike
While you're on rollerblades?
while I'm on rollerblades? So that's fun.
Can you, did you do that?
Yeah.
Did you rollerblade a bike in?
Yeah.
What'd she do? She walked?
Yep.
No way. Mm-hmm. I thought about you because I was driving home last night and the night before, I can't remember. And I saw this guy that whizzes up and down my street. And he was whizzing through like a park, grassy park. And then he goes up and down my street like very fast on one of those motorized unicycles.
Yeah,
Have you
you told
seen
me
those?
about this. No.
They're like ankle height unicycles.
It's so weird.
And I thought, like, how do you even get on that?
Right?
Like, how does that
one
even
stand
start?
on that?
I need to see
I don't know.
the inception
Yeah.
of how this, and he's just whipping through the grass. I'm like,
It's wild.
said, I feel like and I thought, I wonder how Sharon's rollerblades are doing. I saw it and I'm like,
it's so funny.
I need to know.
Like, the weather has been kind of yucky, but now it's getting better. So I think it'll be easier to go. I really want to do the bike path on Ocean Parkway.
Yes.
It looks so awesome. It's freshly paved. Like,
Yes,
it's a really
beautiful.
good, beautiful thing. Did you ever see, speaking of these weird concoctions of things, those, I don't know if I talked about it before on here, those like wheels that connect to your sneakers?
Nope.
Like, they're weird. They're like...
I mean, I've seen the sneakers that have wheels built into them.
Right. But no, they're bigger. They're bigger wheels that you like step onto in your sneaker.
Okay.
And then like you just, it's
I would
wild.
immediately fall.
Yeah. I don't know. So when I was in Florida, the guy was like whizzing by me and like his legs were just.
No, I just
So
feel
weird.
like the guy on the unicycle, little motorized unicycle thing. You're one pothole or piece of gravel just
you're
away
very
from
right.
your imminent death.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he was like, he mastered it. But then I thought, like, how do you even step on to get going?
Yeah.
How does it happen?
I don't know.
I need a YouTube tutorial on that. But more importantly, I thought I wanted to know how your rollerblades were going.
I love them.
I'm so glad. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Speaking of being proud, I was stressing at the end of May because, you know, May was a very, very busy month for us.
Yes.
And if you remember, I was in Phoenix and LA and all these places and I was gone a lot. And as you know, I do the Platinum Bar Challenge.
Yes.
And I was thinking this is the month I'm gonna lose it. I did it all last year.
Right.
You have to do 15 classes a month every single month for the year.
Right.
And if you don't do it 1 month, you're out for the rest of the year.
Right.
And in a way, you know, I didn't do it 2 years ago. And in a way, it's a relief.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And then I don't feel the pressure.
Right. Right.
But then I don't go.
Right. Then you're
Then I'm like,
you kicked yourself out
because
at
I'm
that
like,
point.
oh, you know what I'll do instead? I'll go on a walk or I'll do this. You know what I don't do? Any of those things.
Right. No.
None of those things.
Nope.
I sleep in. I sit on the porch. I read a book.
Exactly.
You know. So if I don't have this challenge,
Yeah. And
I'm off the rails immediatally.
So did you complete it for May?
So it's funny because Michael was like, our producer was like, what are you going to do this weekend? Memorial weekend? I'm like, no, I'm basically doing bar doubles
Oh God.
all weekend. I
That's
was
like-
just at bar the whole weekend. And
don't
then I had one more that I was going to do Friday morning, the 31st, you know, is my 15th class. And I went ahead and I was so tired last night because we had our board meeting early.
Yeah.
It was a full day,
Yeah,
all the
crazy.
preparation. And you know what I thought? And I missed the 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock is so late, but because I don't get out to 8. And I was like, you know what? I did it.
You did?
I did it.
You made it?
Because I didn't want to leave it till the last day. And that's a stressful morning.
Yes.
And then I want to be prepared because we have a
Ready.
big day. We had a big day on the 31st and going into all of our meetings. So I am happy to tell you that I'm still in the challenge.
I love it.
And so now I just got to get through June.
Exactly. Just think
And then
about
I'm
it.
halfway
It's
there.
always- exactly.
And
6
we're
more
halfway
months.
through the year.
It's crazy.
I
That's
know.
crazy.
I thought you'd think that was crazy.
I know, but I'm really proud of you. That's
Thank
amazing.
you. I'm proud of you too. You know what other season it is, Sharon? It's graduation season.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to any grad parties or anything?
Yes. Yes.
Let's hear about it.
My nephew is graduating high school.
Oh, where's he go to college? Or
Hofstra.
anywhere? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of his parents. He gets to stay home,
Yeah.
like nearby.
Yeah. He's excited. My Alexa just graduated Hofstra herself.
Alexa, our intern, is sitting in for Michael because he's at Grand Central Madison today for a big wild play activation. We're very excited about them.
It's so crazy.
So Alexa's going to Hofstra too?
She just graduated Hofstra.
Oh my God.
Yes.
She's already done.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome?
Happy graduation. So here, I have a question for you
Yeah.
about graduations. So remember when I was telling you, I think it was last week, that Tegan was in National Honor Society
Yeah.
or whatever. Okay, so here's the dilemma. And I kind of want to know from the hot taste, who's in the wrong? Me or everyone else in the room? Because they do this at like National Honor Society, they do this at graduations. The line is, please hold your applause until the end. Okay. Hold your applause.
I know.
That is straight BS.
Yes. I
for
agree.
me. You're trying to tell me not to cheer for my kid?
Right. We're here
sorry.
for celebration.
I'm
like
sorry.
this is
No, it's a no for me.
Yeah.
Also, okay, so for example, in Tegan's situation, it was National Honor Society for high school. And please hold your applause until the end, which is I thought like that's a suggestion. I mean, you have to say that, but it's not for real. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So Tegan's, you remember Jarnigan is the last name.
Right.
And so she's in the middle of the alphabet. So I'm sitting there as they are all going up, getting their certificates, A through J,
Yeah.
dead silence. I mean, you could hear a pin drop.
Oh God.
It was wild. It was
Let me ask you, were you this like, Mom, like what? Why is it?
I was flipping out.
There's no applaud? Like
It was so quiet that you could hear the poor girls trying to navigate the first
Right.
time they wore wedges
right.
because they're like 16,
Yeah.
clomping their wedges across the wooden stage.
Oh.
It was depressing.
Yeah, that's
I'm like,
terrible.
there was not any music.
nothing.
There was
nothing.
a band, orchestra or whatever the band was there. They played in the beginning, but they just everyone just sat there.
Yeah.
And literal dead silence. Okay. And I was kind of in the back as I am. And so then they're like, you know, Tegan Jarnigan. And I'm like, woo! Because, you know, that's Tegan Jarnigan.
Yeah.
That's my baby.
And she deserves the
Right. And like the nervous chuckles, the nervous laughter in the room. And I'm like, and the people behind me just were guffawing. Gah. I'm
So
like,
what's worse?
okay.
The celebratory woo or the guffawing? You know,
So,
like, I don't know.
I thought, okay, I broke the dam open.
Right.
Right. I'll be the first one.
Yeah. Nobody else is doing it.
Complete dead silence afterwards. Complete silence. And then towards the very end, like I think the wise,
Yeah,
they started. Couple people were like, "Woo!" or clear, you know, clapping or whatever. And the woman behind me, I hear her lean over to her husband and say, "What part of hold your applause till the end? People don't understand." And so then I very passive aggressively lean over to Thomas and I'm like, "What is this, communist Russia? Like, I don't understand." Why don't these people love their kids?
Oh my God.
And Thomas is like, I'm ready. I'm tapping on the window. You know, I'm ready to brawl. And he's just like
tapping on the window.
And if you don't know that, you have to go back and listen to our former podcast because that is a definite reference of being aggressive. So he's like, keep it.
Just hold your mouth.
But so here's the question. You know, listen, at graduation, I'm the one with an air horn.
Yeah.
I've got a full, that makes it, is it really that disruptive?
Right.
To clap and cheer? I mean, you don't have to go on forever. You can stop before they say the next kid's name. I don't think you're taking anything away from the child before or after you.
No, not at all. I think it's 100% right.
So what I heard afterwards, because I was like, what is the, and people said, well, some kids don't get cheered for as much as others and it's not fair.
See if you were allowed to, as much as others or
Correct.
at all.
I don't know.
Because I was going to say, if you're allowed to cheer on, then it's a constant clap.
Right.
You know what I mean? For every child.
Right.
Well, whatever. Sorry, not sorry.
I'm like, okay, so no one gets to get cheered for?
Because your mom doesn't have a loud cackle.
I'm just saying, you know, I'm originally from Texas and we cheer.
Yeah.
Okay. And I said to Tegan later, I was like, did you hear me cheer for you? She's like, oh my God, yes, it was so embarrassing. And then she made like she was proud.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Anyway, my sentiment is it's graduation season. They deserve to be cheered for. Every one of them.
Yes.
Even whether they're your kid or not.
Right.
Let's cheer for these kids.
Cheer them on. They made it this far, you know?
Right?
100%.
The hold your applause till the end is just a crock. Okay. Now you don't want to go on and crazy.
No, you don't want to be wild with an air horn at the National Junior Honor Society.
Listen,
you know, a little holler.
Exactly. Well, the graduation with air horn, just so you know, so I don't get hate, it's outdoors.
Yes. No, I know.
Inside, I'm not going to bring the air horn, but I am going to woohoo.
Yes.
Okay.
As you should.
Right?
Yes.
I'm saying, like, since when do we just sit there and let everyone walk by and get a certificate and not even clap or cheer at all?
Well, then it also goes into the whole participation awards.
Exactly.
So
it's like the opposite.
What about the kids that didn't get into the honor society?
Right. Oh,
where's their award?
Where does it end? Where does it end?
What is it? It's participation, right?
Yeah.
No, you get like
you're
the
so
ribbon.
Right. Girl, you are speaking my language. Okay. Those are the two things I wanted to address graduation season. I just kind of wanted to know, right or wrong.
Yeah.
We have a lot of hot teas that will text me and tell me yay or nay.
Yeah.
Maybe they won't say it publicly like I will, which is probably for the best.
So shoot us a text.
Yeah. No, let us know. We're cheering out there. We're ready to cheer on these kids. We're proud of you kids.
Yes.
It's a big deal to graduate. It's a big deal to get the National Honor Society or whatever the club you're in, whatever honor award that you're getting.
Absolutely.
Okay. You know what else is a big deal is our our taste of Long Island.
Yes, this is so fun because you and I were like, what is this? These are mini to-go bottles from Chronicle Wines in Peconic. I'm drinking the 2019 Sauv Blanc, and you are drinking the 2019 Cab Franc. And it's so cute because these look like, they reminded us of like airport.
I know.
So cute.
So it's amazing because we've seen the wines, we've seen the cans of wines, which are great for the beach, but we get these and I was like, these are like little airplane bottles.
I love the labels too. They all tell a story, which is what he has here. It says every bottle holds a story. One winery, 2 winemakers, Alie and Robin, and 5 brands. They have a tasting room that's open Fridays through Mondays from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. And their summer hours have begun. And they'll be adding Thursday availability. Offerings include Winemakers Happy Hours Mondays at 4 to 6 p.m. and Seafood Thursdays will be held June 13th and the 27th and July 11th and the 25th. Visit Chronicle Wines at Chronicle Wines no, this is not it. chroniclewines.co. Again, that's chroniclewines.co. So the labels have these little stories on them. This one's bottled by, it tells you who it's bottled by, who the winemaker was, and what the label is. This one's the Saltbird Cellars. I love it.
I love them. And listen, what a perfect thing to smuggle in to your graduation ceremonies for you to either
to-go bottles,
get the courage to woohoo, or to be able to tolerate the guffaws around you without causing like I said, this might get cut. Michael might cut this, but this was in the news, which is the only reason I say this. This is a news story on Long Island, which I was making a joke. And I'm like, I was straight ready to John Gotti Jr. the situation and just create a brawl at the high school. I was ready to go at it.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
You know, listen, that's how we do. I'm a Long Islander now.
Yeah, that's funny.
I don't play. You would tell me I can't cheer for my kid. So the Chronicle Wines, these are great. These are great little
sips. I love
little
it.
sips. They're perfect.
So
they're
cute.
the perfect allotment. And mine is delicious. My Cab Franc is really good. So thank you, chroniclewines.co. And make sure you have yours ready for the season. Okay. So Sharon, it's also some Long Island life time, and then we'll get into it's Pride Month. There's a lot of things going on. Obviously, there's so much going on. Long Island life, one of the biggest things that happened, and we sort of take this for granted because it happens every year.
Yeah.
But Dr. Beach came out with his best beaches in the country. And of course,
Long Island.
Of course.
That's what I'm
saying. We sort of take it for granted.
Yeah.
And it's always Cooper's Beach, which is...
that's what's cool is it's normally ranked at number 3.
Yeah.
It's made its way up to number 2.
Number 2. Cooper's Beach in Southampton, in the village of Southampton.
Right. Very important.
Is number 2 beach in the country. I think only after, number 1 was in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And then normally that's in the top 10. And we have another one for the first time ever. Yeah.
Main Beach in East Hampton made the list this year. It doesn't say what it's ranked, but
I think it was number 6.
I
think it was 6 out of 10. And here's the deal, listener. Okay, hot tea. As a Long Islander, I go to the beach all the time. I haven't even been to those 2 beaches.
I know.
I've lived here for 9 years. I've never been to either of those beaches that are the top beaches. And I will tell you that the beaches that I have been to, amazing.
Oh, they are.
So I don't even know what you're talking about because the beaches I go to, Cubsog or Cedar Beach or Robert Moses and Jones Beach, it's wild.
It is.
That they're not on that list because I'm like, most Long Islanders don't go. I mean, there's a very limited. Yes, they're very limited capacity. Those beaches
and the parking is very limited.
Yes,
but I think that's why it's so pristine is because it's very limited. But Dr. Beach has a very scientific way of judging. It's all about the grain of the sand and the quality of the sand.
Yes,
its coloring, everything.
Yeah, it's very specific.
It's very specific.
And so just to give you an idea, though, those are the beaches that make the best beaches in the country. But most Long Islanders are going to like a zillion other of our beaches that are all epic.
They are. We went to Jones Beach last week on the pod. What an incredible day. My favorite is Robert Moses. Every field. I'll tell you what. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Every field. It's just amazing.
And as you know, mine is Cupsog.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then there's my Cedar Beach in Babylon. They have the Salt Shack there.
Yes.
So cool.
That is the coolest bar.
It's so fun, right? Like that's like cocktail style. Like that
is that when I go there, the Salt Shack on Cedar Beach, which is on, the South Shore, it reminds me of like Mexico.
Yeah.
Because it's a bar that's open to the ocean.
And they literally like bring in palm trees and
so fun. So the big chair you sit in, you drink your frozen cocktail it's awesome. And then my Cedar Beach is on the North Shore. And it's more rocky, but it's where we go every 4th of July.
Yeah.
And it's just like a total community family place. I love it.
I love that.
I mean, there's so many great beaches on Long Island. So make sure you go to discoverlongisland.com and check out the best beach for you, because they all have their own unique character.
Yes.
Here's a little secret. Here's a little tea. And I think I've spilled this tea before on this podcast. But you were saying Cooper's Beach, which is number 2, and it's always listed as the top most exclusive beach on Long Island. It's about $50 to park there. Right. And some of the beaches, like even Cupsog, if you don't get there on the weekends on a prime day, they'll close it for capacity, which is also why the beaches are so great.
Right.
Because they're not overrun.
Yep.
Here's a little tip. Okay. If you stay at the Southampton Inn in Southampton Village, they have a free shuttle that takes you to and from Cooper's Beach. And so if you're a guest at the hotel, you don't have to pay for parking.
Right.
So think about that. $50 right there as part of your room. And you go and back and you don't have to worry about them closing it. You don't have to worry about capacity. You get to go there.
And then you get to come back to the beautiful hotel and relax and have dinner in their new restaurant.
Exactly. Yeah.
Claude's, right?
Claude's.
So good.
And it's also literally walking to the whole village.
Yeah. It's such a fun
Oh my God. All
experience.
the shops are open.
And I think I've said this on the pod before. One time we were doing a fan trip and we stopped at the Southampton Inn, and that was like, we stayed over. The best beds ever.
Ooh.
Ever. Like so comfortable.
I don't think you've said that before. That's awesome.
So comfortable.
I know. So anyway, if you want to go to Cooper's Beach, the number 2 beach in America, number 1 beach on Long Island, just go to the Southampton Inn, spend the night, let them handle the transportation.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I loved that. I wanted to tell you something else really cool from a Long Island life perspective. One other thing is, again, talking about the beaches. I did a press conference this week with the Long Island Railroad because they just started their summer beach service.
Right.
Long Island Railroad, and it goes all the way. They have multiple Friday services all the way to Montauk.
Yeah,
and then you can take a shuttle, and you can take your bike. It's amazing. But we are expecting a record-breaking summer.
Oh, I can totally see it.
Yeah, we just had a record-breaking Memorial Weekend.
Yeah.
So all signs point to a record-breaking summer, which is awesome.
I love it.
So there's never been a better summer to just get out of your car.
Yeah. Yeah.
And get on the train.
Get on the train, take those shuttles down to the downtowns, visit the restaurants. It's amazing.
It is. And so the press conference I did was take the train to the beach, and it was in Patchogue. And you can take the train from anywhere, city, Grand Central, Penn, anywhere on Long Island.
Right.
You get on it, you go to Patchogue, you get off at the train station, you walk right across the street to the ferry terminal, and you take the ferry to the national park. I don't know if people realize. I mean, people don't realize that portion of Fire Island
it's national
is
park.
a national park, is a wilderness. It's amazing, pristine.
It's beautiful.
Beach with the National Park Service, and they have programs and they have learning opportunities and a little restaurant there. It's like, just get out of your car.
Yeah, exactly.
Because people complain. Oh,
the traffic.
No. The summer people. Just get on the train.
Yeah. I mean, how is it? It's so funny because like every morning watching traffic and weather, you're like, oh, traffic already backed up. It's 5:30 a.m.
Yeah, on the way to the Hamptons.
On the way to the Hamptons. And I'm like,
just get on the train.
Get on the train.
And when you do it, there's a shuttle. Once you get off the train, there are shuttles that connect you to the downtowns. And then once you get to the downtowns, there's bike share.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So we're working on a video that kind of educates you all about that. But I loved that, speaking of the beach, just get on the train to the beach. And the other thing we're always talking about on Long Island is the education, right? And how great the education is. So we're in the Phoenix market right now for advertising again, because if you remember, like summer is really bad.
Right.
In Phoenix, it's pretty much hell on earth.
Yeah.
And so I just did
here.
Summer here is iconic.
Yeah.
And amazing. So I just did a couple of news segments there about our campaign. And I was telling him, like, listen, as a former Phoenician, I can tell you, I know summers are not the place to be. And listen, Phoenix has a beautiful peak season.
What'd you just call yourself? A
Phoenician. Yes.
Huh.
That's what you call people from Phoenix.
Wow.
We're Phoenicians.
I love it.
So anyway, the people there that are Phoenicians, and I'm like, this place, everyone's looking to get out.
Yeah.
This is the place to go. And the best thing about it, I told her, I was like, listen, you can catch your sun rays. And the best thing is at night, you need your hoodie.
Yeah.
You need your jacket. She was like, what?
What is that?
Any place where we can wear a sweater is the best thing ever. I'm like, I know. And then she said, so what made you decide to move from Phoenix to Long Island? And I said, listen, obviously it's a great place to live, the beaches, the lifestyle. So our proximity to New York City, which we always talk about. And then I said, the education is incredible. And my daughters had this great education. And then I read the article today, and we talk a lot about like, you know, K through 12 education, how great it is. But we have so many universities here. You talked about Hofstra. There's Adelphi. Stony Brook. There's LIU. There are Westbury. There's so many great education facilities, higher education. And I read that the president of Stony Brook University, who's been there for 4 years, I think she was the first female president of Stony Brook University.
Okay.
She's stepping down.
Wow.
She's going to be the president of Yale.
Oh, okay.
University.
Wow. That's incredible.
So anyone that thinks Stony Brook University or Hofstra or any of our universities are like, oh, some Long Island university. By the way, our president's going to Yale University. I was like, fight on, sister.
Yeah.
Talk about leveling up. Like, she's amazing.
That's great. Well, I wonder who's going to take her place.
I know. I know. I was thinking that right away. We have so many great people that I think would be amazing for that role. Yeah. But Stony Brook is right in my neighborhood, you know, such a great university.
And they bought, they have another campus out east, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think they do. Yeah, exactly. And it's amazing. And we're so proud of her and her accomplishments. And I think the way she handled the graduation season and all the things that we did here to keep our graduates safe and protected. Yes, it's being recognized.
Yeah. Good.
You know what I mean?
Awesome.
I thought you liked that. I was like, go Long Island life, by the way. Don't count our education out. It's amazing. One more thing. I had a great meeting. I was going to tell you, I had a great meeting this week with longisland.com.
Oh, yes.
Andrew Hazen from longisland.com, who I love. He made his millions on bobbleheads.
I think that's so funny.
Yeah.
Did he invent them?
No. I don't
How
think
did
he
he make
invented them.
millions
He
on
just
bobbleheads?
started making bobbleheads.
Of what?
When they were new. I don't know how it worked.
So
but he
funny.
made millions of dollars. And then he bought Bagel Boss.
I love that. That's awesome.
He owns Bagel Boss.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that they're franchising in California and they ship pallets to like Canada and somewhere else. And he's like, no, but even in our franchise in California, he's like, we make the bagels here. So they're made with Long Island water.
Oh, exactly.
Because it's not the same.
Right. No.
You can't take the recipe.
No.
It has to be made with Long Island water.
Right.
For the bagels. And he goes, and then we ship them.
Wow. That's awesome.
And they're, right?
That's amazing. I love it.
I was like, that's so cool.
So he's franchising in California?
Yeah, so you can now get Long Island bagels in California. They're not as perfect
because they're not as fresh.
They're not warm.
Right.
You know, when you get that warm bagel, that just hits different.
It does. I'm starving.
But I was like, that's so cool. And we're talking about doing some collabs with them.
I love that. I'm really excited about that because we were talking earlier today about his website and just how much, interaction it gets. It's unbelievable.
Just because people are just organically like looking up longisland.com.
Right. No, he should sell it to us.
Well, you know what? they tried to sell it to us initially, and we couldn't afford it, obviously. And so he bought it because he's a bazillionaire. But what I love about him is he comes to us. He's like, "How can we partner? We want to work with you. Like, you guys have all the content." He's like, "We just want to drive it to you guys."
Right.
And I'm like, "I love you guys." Okay, so what else is going on? It's Pride Month.
It's Pride Month, but you know what? Actually, before we get into Pride events, National Rosé Day is June 8th. That's exciting. Yeah. Hello, what's your favorite rosé on Long Island?
Oh, well, I love Summer in a Bottle.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
And I think a close second is the one that you introduced me to, Criteau.
Yes, I love Criteau. They're amazing.
It's so good. But we've had the Terre Vitae rosé.
Sparkling Point Vineyards does a sparkling rosé.
Sparkling rosé.
I love it. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, cut this if I'm wrong, but I think they're coming up on 20 years, Sparkling Point.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They're amazing. And they are like one of our biggest award-winning vineyards.
Delicious.
I mean, it can't be called champagne because it's not from Champagne.
Right.
But it is sparkling wine, and it's some of the best sparkling wine in the country.
I know. It's so good.
Oh, I love a sparkling rosé.
I know. Me too.
So June 8th, do you know where I'll be? Yes, you
I
do.
know.
As I said on the last pod, I will be in France because I decided to just book the ticket to go see Kenzie.
And I'm so glad you did.
You know, it seemed like a good idea at the time, Sharon. And it will be fun.
This is everything.
Every time.
Every time. You're like, it seems like a good idea at the time. And then you start planning. And then you go and it's amazing.
Yes.
And you come back and you're like, I was right.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. It's just, that few days before it's time to leave and you're trying to cram everything in. And then everything adds up. Like it's not just the flight. Then you're booking the rooms and everything. So I'm going to be, funny enough, on Rosé Day, I'm going to be in Aix-en-Provence.
I love it.
Which is Provence is the home of Rosé.
I know. It's incredible. And what are you going to be doing?
So I want to see the little town that she's in for her study abroad, Aix-en-Provence, which is right outside of Marseille. And we're going to walk around. But it's like very posh.
I can't wait.
To me, it reminds me of like when you watch Beauty and the Beast and that the town, the village,
the
that
cobblestone roads.
Yeah, that Belle, the baguettes and the
the
flowers and all that, the peonies and all that. And then we're going to take a train. We're going to go to Reims. So funny. I was talking to our friend Martinis who lived in France for many years. And I was like, we're going to Reims. And then she's like, it's Reims. It's Reims. I'm like, okay. I'm obviously not going to be like, I'm going to Reims. It'd be like, I was like, it's like when you try to say like something in Spanish, it sounds, anyway, I'm going to Reims, which is Reims is otherwise known as the Champagne District. It's an hour and a half outside of Paris. So we're going to take the train to Reims. And I got the last 2 tickets. There were all these, to Veuve Clicquot. I'm a huge Veuve Clicquot fan. And they were all sold out except for this one tour, which is a little bit more expensive, but it's perfect because it's the tour of Madame Clicquot. Madame Clicquot, who is the inspirational and strong female behind this global brand.
I love that for you guys.
I can't wait to tell the story.
It's going to be awesome.
I know. So I'll learn all about that story, but I'll be there on
National
Rosé Day.
No,
I'm glad you brought that up. So enjoy some rosé. You can't. There are so many. I mean, we've had the McCall rosé.
RGNY.
Oh my God, they're all fantastic, and we're known for rosés here. Rosé is the official drink of the Hamptons. You know that.
Yes. Yeah.
You cannot have, in my opinion, during the summer, a lobster roll without a glass of rosé.
No,
if you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. What else?
So Pride Month, we have some fun events coming up, like Rocking the Rainbow at Planning Fields on June 8th. June 9th is Long Island Pride Parade in Huntington. Patchogue Pride Parade is also this day. Chalk the Walk in Port Washington seems so fun. Pride Fest in the park in Northport on June 15th. And just a few more. June 22nd is North Fork Pride in Greenport.
Yes.
This is so fun.
Yeah, I think we're going to be there.
I think we may be there.
We're working on it with our really great friends at the LGBTQ network.
Yes.
Who we work so closely with. We love them. And we're talking to them about being a part of the celebration in Greenport because they do want a huge one in Huntington.
Right.
which remember last year Ross Matthews was the MC because we connected them.
Yeah, I love that.
Proud, with the help of Carrie Fleischman, who listened to our podcast and then called them and then connected them.
I love it.
But I'm excited about the Greenport one. It's Pride Month. It's, it's a time. June is such a time, I think, the beginning of summer.
Yeah.
To celebrate love.
Yeah.
And togetherness and just happiness. Oh my God. Funny story. I was at lunch just now and we're getting close, but I was at lunch just now. Speaking of my lunch date was Ben from Cameron Advertising.
We love them.
He's so great. And we were brainstorming on all these great, promotional ideas and digital marketing and stuff. And then he was like, we were talking about our inspiration or something. And he goes, I'm just, Kristen, he's like, this is going to sound so cheesy. He's like, but I literally wake up every day and I'm just like, just so happy and grateful. Like I wake up like, it's another day. I get to do this. It's another day. And I was like, yeah, I don't wake up like that. I wanted to play with you. I was like, I wanted to tell you. Do you want to hear
knowing Ben?
Can you picture it? He's like, I just wake up happy for another
so
day.
Happy.
He's so great. And I was like, do you want to hear the ringtone that I wake up to? I gotta. Okay, listen if you can hear it.
Oh man.
Yes.
Oh.
Whoop, that's not it. Hold on. Here it is.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Not again.
I mean,
that's your alarm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
On the
that's
weekdays.
Funny.
I'm like, I wake up like, here we go.
Yeah, that's
and
funny.
then I get excited.
Yeah.
I mean, I love what I do. I feel very privileged
yes.
that I love what I do. I love my family. I'm healthy, happy, all those things.
Oh, that's
But,
funny. I have to have it's like this very pretty twinkling sound. It's like, I don't know. I don't even have my
mine's
phone.
Drake.
I love it.
Not
It's
again.
funny.
Here we go.
Oh man.
Oh man. But and I think a lot of it is because it's hard in the summer.
Yeah.
It's hard you want to just vacation all summer.
Oh, especially living on Long Island.
I know.
You're like,
when you live where people vacation,
you got to go into the office.
hard.
You're like, man,
it's hard. Everybody just wants to go to the beach.
Yes.
Hey, speaking of some anxiety, before we close up, I thought I would share with you, which I thought was interesting. So Sharon and I, in case you don't know, we have another podcast that you can tune into called the C-Suite Tea.
Yes.
Where we give you advice from the C-suite on your professional careers and professional and personal lives. And we talked about this a little bit, but I thought it was interesting as we want to spend all of our day at the beach.
Yeah.
And a lot of people for a long time had the privilege of doing that with remote jobs.
Yes.
There was all these remote, work while you vacation and all that.
Yeah. Like people were selling Airbnbs literally like,
I know.
Here's an office, come work here.
Yeah. And it was really hard for us to get employees.
Yep.
To come to work when they were like, I'm just going to take this job and they don't know where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'll log some keystrokes and then call it a day.
Call it a day.
But the bad news for them and the good news for people like us that are employers, I guess, says that high-paying remote jobs have dropped 95%.
95%?
They're done.
That's crazy.
And these are high-paying. You can still get a remote job, but you're not going to make the big. They're done.
Yeah, that's crazy.
People want you to come to the office. And then hybrid jobs, even the hybrid jobs have dropped 60%.
Wow, that's like significant.
And I thought you'd like to know. I thought this is according to businessinsider.com.
Okay.
Would you like to know? And this is me because I'm just thinking like I want to go I want to go. I mean, if I could do this job remote, 100%, I would be at the beach every day. But I can't. We have to come in. We're busy, and I love once I come in, I love it.
Yeah,
and I love the interaction, and I love the camaraderie, and all the things that we have. But the top 10 states to work from home.
Hawaii.
I mean, that's brilliant.
Right?
No, incorrect. I don't know why. I think because Hawaii, the reason why I would say no is because Hawaii's number one industry is tourism. So they have to be there to greet those guests.
Yes.
And the tourism workers are at the resort and at the beach making your your vacation possible. I thought it was interesting. Okay, I'll start from number 10 and work my way up, all right?
Okay.
Oklahoma, Louisiana, Georgia,
Interesting.
Tennessee. Are you seeing a pattern?
Yeah.
All these southern states.
Yeah.
People are remote. These are the top ones where this is the amount of people, the amount of remote jobs per capita, basically available. So it's not like the best places to work from home, like Hawaii,
Right.
like the places that you would want to work from home. It's just the most remote jobs per capita.
Okay. Interesting enough, because if you go to Georgia or Tennessee, these houses that you can purchase,
They're free.
they are like ridiculously inexpensive.
So I think the reason why a lot of these inexpensive places to live are such great for remote workers is because people in major expensive places like New York and California are hiring people for cheaper wages in those states to work remote. So in other words, they're marketing the remote jobs there because they can pay less. For this is the article did not say this.
Right.
But this makes sense. Okay. Oklahoma, Louisiana, Georgia, Tennessee, Texas, Maryland, Delaware, Arizona. That was interesting. Washington. And the number one state was Virginia with 23 remote openings per 10,000 job listings. So I think what it is employers taking advantage of those low paying, low cost of living.
Right. Right.
Because
like you watch like House Hunters or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or $1 Million Homes.
Yeah.
And it's like these people are going to Georgia or Louisiana and like it's a mansion.
Oh yeah.
I
know. In Texas, same thing. You're like, what?
What?
Yeah. But then, you don't get to live where. So people on Long Island are like, I got to get paid.
Yeah.
To afford to live here, So the employees are like, oh, if I'm going to pay you, then you're going to get to work.
Right. Right. Show up.
Anyway, so we apologize to you if you don't get to work from home this summer because our beaches are amazing, but just make sure you're maximizing your weekends.
Yeah, 100%.
And also take your PTO.
Yeah. Take
that PTO, watch the weather, and make sure if it's a good beach day, except for our employees, just make sure we're not doing anything important.
Exactly.
Take the day off and enjoy it. No, even our employees. We want you to enjoy your Long Island summer. We are going to be here for you all summer with tips and tea on how to have the best Long Island summer ever.
I love it. I'm so here for it.
Me too. And I won't be here next week because I'll be in France with Kenzie. But Sharon, you have a special guest next week.
I'm excited.
And I can't wait to tune in.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
I hope you all enjoy it. And we look forward to hearing from you. Make sure you follow us on all of our social and DM us or email us with your suggestions or comments. Rate us 5 stars. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
The Long Island Tea Podcast is brought to you by Discover Long Island. For exclusive access to contests and promotions, follow Long Island Tea Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And for questions, comments, and collaborative inquiries, email spillthetea@discoverlongisland.com.